Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Juta Padakamalam Vitaraga Bhaya Krodha Manmaya Mam Upasitaha Bahavo Jnana Tapasa Bhuta Madhava Magata. This is a verse in Sanskrit spoken by Lord Krishna in the 4th chapter, verse number 10. Vitaraga means freed from attachment. Bhaya means fearfulness. And krodha means anger. So, being freed from these material qualities. In the material existence, at the present moment, we are very much attached to the material enjoyment. That is called raga. And if we cannot fulfill our desire, then there is krodha, anger. And accompanied by krodha and attachment, there is always a tendency of fearfulness. So, Krishna says, Krishna means, when I speak Krishna, Krishna means the all-attractive Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, Manmaya, when one becomes attached to God, giving up the attachment of this material sense pleasure, when one becomes, attachment must be there, either this way or that way. If we do not become attached to the Supreme Being, then we must be attached to this material enjoyment. Therefore it is said, Vitaraya, giving up the attachment of this material world. When you transfer your attachment to Krishna or the Supreme Being, Manmaya Madhupasita. Upasita means taking shelter of him. Unless you take shelter of Krishna or his representative, there is no possibility of being detached from this material enjoyment. Bahava. Bahava means many. Jnāna tapasa, by knowledge and austerities. Bahava jnāna tapasa. Explain. Puta. Puta means purified. Jnāna tapasa, purified. Puta, madhbhava magata. They come to my nature. Madhbhava magata. There are two natures. Just like you can understand, you are combination of two natures, the material nature and the spiritual nature. This gross body is material nature. It is made of earth, fire, water, air, ether, and mind, intelligence and ego. And the spiritual nature is yourself, the spirit soul, the living force which is sustaining this material body. So both these natures, the material nature and the spiritual nature, they are different energies of God. Just like the fire has got two energies, namely the heat and light, similarly God has got two natures. One is called material nature and the other is called spiritual nature. So, this cosmic manifestation which we experience is combination of material nature and spiritual nature. The material nature is called inferior nature and the spiritual nature is called the superior nature. The material nature is inferior because the superior nature, living entity, controls over it. We have got experience, just like a big machine, computer or any other machine. It is combination of matter, but it cannot work independently until and unless there is touch of the spiritual nature, a human being. The big airplane is floating in the mechanical arrangement. But unless there is a pilot, it cannot work. Similarly, he tried to understand that this material nature, cosmic manifestation, however wonderful it may be, unless there is direction of the Supreme Being, it is useless. So if you have understood the difference between material nature and spiritual nature, then try to understand that as you have got experience of this material nature, there is another nature, another sky, another planetary system, everything another. That is all made of spiritual nature. So that spiritual nature is described in the Bhagavad-gītā. You will get information. Parastasmat bhava anya bhaktya sanatana. That nature is called sanatana. Sanatana means eternal. As we have got this body, your body, my body or anyone's body, it is temporary. Similarly, this material nature is temporary. Temporary means it has a beginning. It stays for some time, then it transforms, then it becomes old and it vanishes. The spiritual nature, however, is different from this nature. The spiritual nature has no beginning, neither it has end. That is called sanatana, eternal. We living entities, we belong to that spiritual nature. Therefore, about us, it is described in the Bhagavad-gītā, na jayate na mriyate va kadachit. The spirit soul is never born, neither dies at any time. Nitta sasatayam na hannate hannamani sarire. It is further described that this spiritual spark which you are, and it is na hannate hannamani sarire. When the body is destroyed, the spiritual spark, that does not destroy, that remains eternal. So it is a great science to understand what is that spiritual nature and what is this material nature. And we have published about 80 books of 400 pages each for understanding what is this material nature and what is this spiritual nature. So at the present moment, the people, the whole human society is missing this knowledge of spiritual nature. Therefore, they are attached to this material nature, and here is a formula how we can become detached to this material nature and come to our original nature, spiritual nature. We are traveling all over the world, but there is no university, no institution, no school, no college where the education of spiritual nature is imparted. There is none. The greatest scientist, philosopher, they see that a man, a great scientist, great philosopher, is working very nicely, but as soon as the spiritual nature is gone, this material nature body is useless. So on the whole, this great knowledge is missing at the present moment in the human society. So this Krishna consciousness movement is specifically meant for educating people about the spirit soul. It is not a sectarian religion, it is a science. Don't take it as a type of religion. It is a course of education which is understandable by the human society, not by the cats and dogs. If I call a dog, please come here, read this book, how he will understand spiritual nature, it is not possible for him. But if I call a human being and I ask him, and if he agrees to understand what is spiritual nature, it is possible. That is the difference between dog and a man. A dog cannot understand what is spiritual nature, but a man can understand. Therefore the conclusion is, if in this human form of life we do not take advantage of understanding what is our spiritual nature, then we are no better than the dog. It is an opportunity given by the nature or by God to understand this human form of life. We should not miss this opportunity. This is Krishna consciousness movement. God is personally giving you the information. What is the material nature? What is the spiritual nature? How you can transfer yourself to the spiritual nature, and then you come to your original constitutional position. Our original position is Sat Chit Ananda, means eternity, knowledge and blissfulness. The Supreme Being, Krishna or God, is also Sat Chit Ananda Vigraha. He has his transcendental form of eternity, knowledge and blissfulness. So, the Supreme Lord or Supreme Being is also Vigraha. Vigraha means form. As you are form, I am form. Similarly, God is also form. He is not formless. So, that is describing the Vedic literature. Ishara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadi Radhi Govinda Sarva Karma Karma. The Supreme Being, who is called Krishna or all attractive, he has his body of eternity, full of knowledge and blissfulness. Now compare this body. This body is not eternal, it is temporary. It is born at a certain date and it will be finished at a certain date. Therefore it is not eternal. Neither this body is full of knowledge, it is full of ignorance. If I ask you how many hairs you have got on your head, you do not know. Similarly, we have got this body. I am claiming my body, but I am not in full knowledge of my own body.
Par exemple, nous avons ce corps et nous disons mon corps, mais je n'ai même pas pris la connaissance de ce corps qui est à moi.
And what to speak of knowing your body or others' body.
Et donc que dire de connaître le corps d'autrui?
Not only body, the mind, intelligence and ego. What is going on in your mind, I do not know. Neither you know what is going on in my mind. We are so ignorant.
Pas simplement le corps grossier, mais aussi le mental. Je ne sais pas ce qui se passe dans votre mental. Vous ne savez pas non plus ce qui se passe dans mon mental. Cela s'appelle l'ignorance.
Therefore this body is temporary and full of ignorance.
Par conséquent, ce corps est provisoire, plein d'ignorance.
And what to speak of blissfulness? It is always miserable. Because we have got this body, we suffer the pains of cold and heat.
Et que dire donc de la félicité, ce corps plein de misère, nous devons subir tellement de problèmes corporels, le chaleur, le froid.
This is only one example. It is given in the Bhagavad-gītā. Matra sparshastu kuntiya shitosna sukhadukkada. Shita means cold. Just like in winter we suffer, and summer also we suffer. Both seasons we suffer. So why we suffer? Because we have got this temporary material body.
La dualité de la chaleur et du froid est qu'un exemple donné de la Bhagavad-gītā. Pendant l'hiver, nous souffrons à cause du froid. Pendant l'été, nous souffrons à cause de la chaleur. Cela est strictement dû à ce corps matériel.
And therefore Krishna said, Matra sparshastu kuntiya Shitoshna Sukhadukkada Agamapaina Anitya Tana Titikhasya Bharata. The idea is that we should not be disturbed by these material miseries which come and go like this change of season. It is not permanent.
Donc la signification de tout cela, c'est que nous ne devrions pas être dérangés par le va-et-vient de ces différentes misères, mais qu'on devrait les dépasser.
At the present moment, the whole human civilization is simply disturbed by the change of this cold and heat.
Au moment actuel, la civilisation humaine est dérangée simplement par le changement de chaleur à froideur.
All activities are there. How to stop this miserable condition of the body which is impossible to stop?
Et toutes nos activités, comment arrêter les misères de ce corps? Mais c'est impossible, car le corps est misérable.
So, if we simply become affected by the miserable condition, their miserable condition in the material world must be there.
Donc si nous sommes affectés par ces conditions misérables, dans un sens, c'est que ce monde est une manifestation qui donne des conditions misérables.
You cannot stop this miserable condition of material existence, it will come and go away. You will simply disturb it.
Vous ne pouvez pas arrêter ces différentes conditions misérables de l'existence. Simplement, elles sont mortes.
Therefore Krishna says, Vitarava bhaya krodha. One has to be detached from this coming and going miserable condition of material existence.
Donc Krishna dit Vitarava bhaya krodha, que simplement on devrait se détacher de ce va-et-vient de conditions misérables.
And how it is possible, that is also said, manmaya mamupasita. One has to be absorbed in my thought and has to take my shelter.
Et comment s'en détacher? Krishna dit dans la Bhagavad-gītā, Bhagavad-gītā, que simplement on devrait s'engager dans mon service d'amour transcendant.
The jnāna means knowledge. Knowledge means one must know that I am spirit soul, part and parcel of God. Somehow or other I have been entangled in this material body.
Et cette connaissance, ça signifie que simplement, je suis âme spirituelle, je suis une valeur spirituelle. Mais pour une raison ou autre, je me vois dans ce corps matériel et je ne le suis pas.
So we have to cure this disease, material disease, accepting this material body.
Donc nous devons guérir cette maladie matérielle, cette acceptation d'un corps matériel.
Our real problem, which is described in the Bhagavad-gītā, janma mittu jara vyadhi dukkha dusana darsana. Our real problem is that we are accepting a material body, and after some days we are giving up the present material body and we are accepting another material body.
Donc notre vrai problème, décrit dans la Bhagavad-gītā, c'est que nous nous voyons obligés d'accepter ce corps. Nous nous verrons obligés de quitter ce corps pour reprendre un autre. C'est là le problème.
How we are accepting different bodies that you have got experience. Just like you, I, both of us had a small child body. That is now gone. The boy's body is now gone. The youthful body is now gone. Now I have got a different body. But I know that I had such and such body.
Nous avons une expérience très pratique du fait que nous changeons de corps. Nous pouvons tous nous rappeler qu'on a eu le corps d'un bébé, qu'on a eu le corps d'un jeune adolescent. Et on peut voir que le corps change, mais on peut toujours se rappeler de tous ces corps antécédents.
Similarly, when this body will be useless, I cannot use it. I will have to accept another body.
Pareillement, quand ce corps deviendra inutile, en ce moment-là, je le perdrai et je serai obligé d'en prendre un autre.
That we have got experience daily, in day and night. When you sleep at night, although we have got this body lying on my bed, I accept another body, subtle body, and I go to another place and dream.
Et nous avons une expérience pratique de cela aussi, pendant le jour et la nuit. Par exemple, pendant la nuit, quand on dort, en fait, on n'a plus besoin de ce corps, on le quitte pour aller ailleurs, avec un corps subtil, avec le mental.
Similarly, at night when I give up that subtle body which took me far away from my bed, again I come and accept this material body and wake up.
Et puis plus tard, quand je vois que je dois renoncer à ce corps subtil avec lequel je quittais mon lit et je suis allé tellement loin, je dois me réveiller et je me revois dans ce corps.
Death means to leave this body and carried by the subtle body to another gross body. That is called death.
Donc la mort, que signifie-t-elle? La mort signifie de devoir quitter ce corps grossier. Avec le corps subtil, on est amené à un prochain corps grossier.
We are carried by the mind, intelligence and ego, subtle body.
Et ce corps subtil, mental, intelligence et faux ego matériel, nous porte dans un prochain corps matériel.
Just like we can experience a good scent of rose flower is carried by the air, we cannot see, but we know that the flavor is being carried by the air.
Tout comme le parfum d'une fleur qui est portée par l'air. On ne peut pas voir cet arôme, mais on peut très bien savoir que ce parfum est vraiment porté par l'air.
Similarly, although we do not see how the spirit soul is being carried by the subtle body, but it is being carried and it is being put into the womb of another mother to develop another gross body.
Carrément, nous ne voyons pas comment nous, l'âme spirituelle, est portée dans un prochain corps par le corps subtil, mais c'est un fait. Et on prend naissance dans le ventre du mère.
So this body is offered by nature. This body is given by the material nature. Similarly, we or I, the spirit soul, being carried by the subtle body, and the nature is giving me another gross body.
Donc nous ne voyons pas cela, mais nous sommes dans ce corps matériel grossier. Et quand on quitte ce corps grossier, l'âme spirituelle est portée par le corps subtil, dans un prochain corps grossier.
In this way, we are transmigrating from one body to another. This is called evolution. And there are 8,400,000 of bodies, and we are going through one after another.
Cela s'appelle la transmigration de l'âme, qui est un corps pour prendre un autre, ou l'évolution. Et il y a 8,400,000 différentes espèces, différentes formes. Et dans une de ces formes, on tombe.
So, this human form of body is the only chance that we can stop this transmigration of transferring ourselves from one body to another and come to our spiritual body.
Donc, ce corps humain, cette forme humaine, est le seul échappatoire au fait que nous allons transmigrer et prendre un prochain corps matériel.
This process is described here as puta, purification, existential purification. That is called puta.
Et le procédé est appelé puta, ou la purification, comment se purifier.
Just like when you are infected by some disease, you have to purify yourself of that infection and you come to a normal health.
Tout comme lorsqu'on tombe malade, il est nécessaire qu'on se purifie afin qu'on puisse retourner à sa condition originelle de santé.
Similarly, by knowledge and purificatory method, if you come to a spiritual knowledge and spiritual platform, then your life is successful.
Donc par la connaissance, par un procédé purificateur, il est possible d'arriver à ce stade de conscience et donc la vie devient un succès.
So the purificatory process, we are taking the essence of all Vedic literature, that four principles, namely no illicit sex, no intoxication, no meat eating and no gambling.
Donc comment se purifier? Les écritures védiques disent pas de vie sexuelle illicite, pas d'intoxication, pas de jeu d'hasard spéculatif et pas de manger viande poisson.
This is called tapasa. Tapasa means voluntarily accepting some inconvenience. That is called tapasa.
Et cela s'appelle tapasa, c'est-à-dire de volontairement accepter une soi-disant inconvénient.
Suppose I am accustomed to smoke or to drink. If I give it up, there will be certainly little inconvenience. But for the better cause, I have to suffer voluntarily. That is called tapasa.
Tout comme si je suis attaché à fumer des cigarettes, si je renonce, il y a un petit inconvénient, mais il y a aussi un bénéfice. Et d'accepter ce petit inconvénient, cela veut dire tapasa.
Nobody will die if he does not get facility for illicit sex or enjoying intoxicants and meat eating. Nobody will die. All the members of Krishna conscious society, they are given up. But for that reason we are not dying. It is not difficult. Simply we have to accept in the beginning there may be little inconvenience, but when you come to the platform, there is no inconvenience.
Nous n'allons pas mourir si nous renonçons à ces mauvaises habitudes qui empêchent notre vie spirituelle. Vous pouvez constater que ces disciples dans la conscience de Krishna, ils ont renoncé à s'intoxiquer ou à avoir des rapports sexuels illicites, mais ils ne mentent pas. Et d'accepter ce petit inconvénient, cela est le but, cela est le sujet.
So if we actually want to be cured from this disease condition of repetition of birth, death, old age and disease, we have to abstain from this sinful life.
Donc si nous voulons atteindre notre vie spirituelle de connaissance, félicité et d'éternité, nous devons nous abstenir de cette vie pécheresse.
So, it is not difficult, it requires little knowledge, as it is said, jñāna tapasa. Little knowledge and little austerities, then you become purified and madhāma māgata, you can go to the spiritual nature, the kingdom of God.
Ce n'est pas difficile, il faut simplement tirer parti de jñāna tapasa, le fait de connaissance. Et comme ça, il est possible d'atteindre la nature spirituelle.
I think this process is not at all difficult, and all the ladies and gentlemen who have come here will accept this process and make his life perfect. Thank you very much.
Je pense que ce procédé n'est pas très difficile. J'espère que tous les dames et messieurs qui sont venus ici pourront en tirer parti et l'accepter. Je vous remercie infiniment.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare